My name's Danny. I'm Lindsay's younger sister, Quinlan and August's aunt. There's a 7-year age gap between us, so she's always kind of been the old lady. And so made it extra special when she first had Quinlan because I was 25, I think, at the time. So still like not yet at the having children stage, but so I could just play house with hers and then leave. So prior to any of the real medical issues that Quinlan had, it was kind of decided that I would watch him on Mondays and Tuesdays. They were my days off from work. So the idea was I'd come over Sunday night, spend the night, watch him Monday, Tuesday, just normal aunt behavior. And then as things progressed, it became, okay, well, you're still going to do that. You're still going to watch him Mondays and Tuesdays, but also you're going to learn how to give him meds and you're going to learn how to do the feeding tube, which was fine. And then he went into the hospital for his long stay. And then it became, okay, well, yes, I still want to be as involved as possible. He's my nephew. She's my sister. Yeah, of course. So I'd go in with her probably a couple times a week still into the hospital. And as things progressed, as he got the trach and as he got the G tube, and I was right there alongside learning how to do it all, meeting the nurses, figuring that all out. And so then as we started talking about him coming home, it kind of became this question of, okay, well, what's my role going to be? And it kind of started off like kind of as a joke where Lindsay was like, hey, so I have a friend who's opening a business, needs someone to work for her. If you did that, you could live with us and then you could be there more. And I was like, yeah, okay, sounds good. I realized I'm kind of a control freak. And I don't know if I knew that really ahead of time, but throughout all of this, I realized that I am. And so in terms of being there with Lindsay and with Bear and the nurses and everything, I wouldn't have liked it if I couldn't have helped. And regardless of if I knew how to help with his trach and his feeding tube, I would have been there still because she's my sister, he's my nephew, I love him. So there's no way I could have just been there but not known how to do everything. So pretty much from the beginning, I was like, no, you can't ask me to come hang out with you, but not let me know how to do all of this. So not that they were complaining about that, but
she got trained just like we did at Franciscan Hospital. We had to learn how to do all that before him coming home, and she had to do the same. They all knew her just as much as they knew us, and we had to trust that she could do it, and I think she honestly did it better than a lot of us. So
I'm competitive, so
her personality worked for her in that situation.
And not to say that it was super easy, because it wasn't. And there were plenty of weekends where I'd go stay with a friend or go to our mom's house and not want to go back. Like there were times when I would legitimately cry and be like, please don't bring me back. Just, I don't want to, because it was hard. Like it was, I'm an emotional person. So it was really emotionally taxing, but also it's a lot, we would have to stay up until at least 11 o'clock every night because that's when the night nurse would come in. And then any of the nights when they had to call out, and it was work. You're at home, but you're working basically.
We're putting aside our aunt and I said, parent role, and we have to be on.
Right.
There's no sleeping. No.
There's no turning that off. There's no like, oh, I'm just gonna go sit in another room and get some quiet. There wasn't any of that.
Right.
So it was, not easy and I think also hard for people to understand. So when I would hang out with my friends and I'd be like, oh, well, I have to be home by this time because, the nurse is leaving or whatever the case may be. And a lot of the times my friends were like, he's not your kid. So you don't really have to. And I'm like, no, but I do, because we had agreed on certain things. And even if we hadn't, I wanted to be there. So it was never a question for me of if I'm going to, yeah, if I have the day off of work, then yeah, I'll be there and I'll help out the nurse if they need help, or I'll be there instead of the nurse. And there was never like I didn't question that that was the choice that I was making and what I was doing. It was just, that was it.